Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Young and Restless tease up a Sharon crisis we never saw coming, and neither did she. Not in a million years did we expect we'd see the day that the Young and the Restless put Sharon, on the back burner. Yet here we are. And worse, there she is. Emmy winner Sharon Case's beloved alter ego is puttering around without a story to call her own. It simply didn't have to be this way. Sharon's relationship with Chance showed signs of livening them both up. But the show gave her a dream from which she awakened no longer interested in being with him. While the last thing Genoa City needed was another CEO, at least Sharon's return to the business world promised to put her in constant contact and conflict with the Newmans. It hasn't, though. She renamed Cameron's company Cassidy First Technology, and that was that. Maybe, and we can only hope. Young and Restless is building up to a grand new romance for Sharon. Bring Lauren's son Scott back a little older and wise enough never to cheat on her again. Have her cross paths with bold and beautiful tycoon Bill, thereby capitalizing on Case's chemistry with Don Diamont, who used to play Brad, of course. Or the show introduce a whole new character, and cast an MVP that daytime fans miss seeing on the regular. William DeVry, ex-Julian, General Hospital, if he could be enticed. Or Matt Cedino, ex-Brandon Days of Our Lives, or... The possibilities are limitless. Sharon Newman had always prided herself on her resilience. Through the turbulent storms of life in Genoa City, she had weathered them all with a strength that often left others in awe. From heartbreaks to betrayals, from family feuds to corporate sabotage, Sharon had stood tall amidst the chaos, a beacon of strength for her loved ones and a force to be reckoned with for her enemies. Yet, nothing could have prepared her for the storm that was brewing, one that would test her resilience in ways she never imagined. It began like any other day in the bustling metropolis of Genoa City, where drama lurked around every corner and secrets whispered through the hallowed halls of the Newman Ranch. Sharon woke up to the chirping of birds outside her window, the warm rays of the sun casting a golden glow over her bedroom. For a fleeting moment, she allowed herself to believe that today would be just another ordinary day. But fate had other plans. As she made her way downstairs, the air crackled with tension, a palpable energy that sent shivers down her spine. Something was amiss, something she couldn't quite put her finger on. The familiar scent of coffee lingered in the air, mingling with the aroma of freshly baked pastries, but there was an underlying unease that tainted the sweetness of the morning. "Morning, Mom," Noah greeted her with a strained smile as he sipped his coffee at the kitchen island. His eyes held a glint of worry, a silent plea for reassurance that Sharon couldn't fulfill. "Good morning, sweetheart," Sharon replied, masking her own apprehension with a bright smile. She tried to ignore the nagging feeling in the pit of her stomach, the sense of impending doom that threatened to consume her. As the morning unfolded, Sharon found herself drawn into a whirlwind of events that would change the course of her life forever. It started with a cryptic phone call from an unknown number, a voice on the other end whispering ominous warnings that sent chills down her spine. The caller spoke of secrets long buried, of sins forgotten but never forgiven, and Sharon knew in that instant that her past had come back to haunt her. Desperate for answers, Sharon embarked on a journey of self-discovery, delving deep into the darkest corners of her past in search of the truth. Along the way, she encountered familiar faces and old foes, each holding a piece of the puzzle that threatened to unravel her carefully constructed life. From Nick's betrayal to Adam's manipulations, from Ray's suspicions to Chelsea's vendetta, Sharon found herself ensnared in a web of deceit woven with lies and half-truths. Every step she took brought her closer to the truth, but it also pushed her further away from the people she loved most. Haunted by guilt and plagued by doubt, Sharon struggled to hold on to her sanity as the walls closed in around her. She fought tooth and nail against the demons of her past, desperate to protect her family from the fallout of her own mistakes. But the harder she fought, the more she realized that some secrets were better left buried. In a heart-wrenching revelation that shook Genoa City to its core, Sharon finally came face to face with the truth she had spent a lifetime running from. The sins of her past had caught up with her, tearing apart the very fabric of her existence and leaving her broken and battered in their wake. As the dust settled and the truth came to light, Sharon found herself standing at a crossroads, unsure of where to turn next. The crisis she never saw coming had left her reeling, a shell of the woman she once was, and she knew that the road ahead would be long and treacherous. But amidst the chaos and despair, there flickered a glimmer of hope, a beacon of light that refused to be extinguished. For Sharon Newman was a fighter, a survivor, and no matter how dark the night may seem, she would rise from the ashes stronger than ever before. As the sun set on another day in Genoa City, Sharon took a deep breath and braced herself for the challenges that lay ahead. The storm may have battered her shores, but it could never extinguish the fire that burned within her soul. With determination in her heart and resolve in her eyes, she took her first tentative steps towards a new beginning, ready to face whatever the future may hold. Ashley's siblings sound the alarm. Can Jack and Tracy ride to the rescue? The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, March 26 suggest that maybe Ashley won't be able to hide her mental issues much longer, as Jack and Tracy see more and more clues all is not well. Ashley, Eileen Davidson, has been doing a pretty good job of hiding the voices in her head from the people who love her most. Billy, Jason Thompson, had his suspicions earlier, triggered by his own bout with a gum-chewing alternate personality. Of course, Jack, Peter Bergman, and Tracy, Beth Maitland, have been worried for weeks now, but they were focused on Ashley's unhealthy back and forth with Tucker, Trevor St. John, rather than deeper issues. That seems to be at an end as they realize Ashley's problem is much more than her ex-husband. And that it may be up to her siblings to get to the bottom of it. Danny, Michael Damian, is convinced that Christine, Laura Lee Bell, is falling in love with him again. In that sense, he's not too different from Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, who feels the same way about him. But while Phyllis dreams up vaguely criminal ways to prove to Danny how much he still loves her, Danny opts for a more romantic approach to wooing Christine. We can see that she doesn't mind the idea of reuniting with Danny. We can see that she doesn't even mind being in Daniel's orbit again. It's Daniel's, Michael Graziadei, mother that Christine can't stomach. And we don't know if there is enough wooing in the world to get past that obstacle. Audra, Zuleika Silver, came to Genoa City for Noah, Rory Gibson? And she stayed for Tucker? We've kind of lost track at this point. We suspect Audra has, too. Audra, Zuleika Silver, came to Genoa City for Noah, Rory Gibson? And she stayed for Tucker? We've kind of lost track at this point. We suspect Audra has, too.